guys. Thanks for tuning in to another Hunting with a Passion Outdoors podcast. We are in the Summer Scouting Series, and today I have a special guest. Going to introduce him here in a second, but I appreciate you tuning in and checking us out, and hope you enjoy part one of Scouting the Midwest. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Hunting with a Passion. This summer we've been talking about summer scouting and just getting ready for deer season. And thanks for joining on the podcast today. And today I have that's your brother, Jeremiah Big Skinny Collier on the screen today. We're talking summer scouting. Jeremiah, kind of introduce yourself. Tell us where you're from, what you like to hunt, and all that type of stuff.
All right, yeah, boy. Nobody's called me Big Skinny in a while, so yeah, that brings back some memories.
That brings back the old ranch days.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, my name's Jeremiah Collier, and I live in Southeast Missouri. Have all my life, and mainly hunt deer, turkey. Started hunting duck, so 6-7 years ago now, maybe a little longer than that and stuff. But deer and turkey's kind of my main thing. But turkey season's over with. That's my favorite thing to do. So now it's deer season. That's what we're thinking about and gearing up for. And so I got a trail camera. I've just got one trail camera out right now. We need to get some others out. And so that's a big part of our scouting, doing that. So
awesome.
But
we're going to do a couple icebreaker questions here. First question is, when you're out deer hunting, you're hitting the grind, whether you're going after work or getting up early Saturday morning, what is your go-to drink, whether it's like coffee or energy drinks or, some people use Propel or whatever, like what's your go-to drink?
It depends on what I'm hunting, as far as like which stand I'm hunting.
Okay.
I don't bring a whole lot of snacks in the woods, honestly. But if I'm going to be in a box blind, like a box tower, kind of like you've hunted in before on a big field there.
Yep.
I'll bring my coffee. I'll bring snacks. I'll make it a big deal because I'm more apt to sit a longer sit.
Right.
And I'll bring that in. But it all kind of depends on where I'm going to be at. But if I do bring some, I'll just bring some water. If it's real cold, I will bring some coffee. But a lot of times I just bring some water, maybe just a couple little, little Debbies to bring along the way.
There you go.
Through.
Gotcha. Yeah, my favorite,
I'm not a big snack guy.
Yeah, my favorite, like in the fall, I don't bring a lot of snacks in the fall. I mean, I'm not going to be sitting that long anyways, usually. But like in the rifle season, you got to get ready for them long sits and stuff. So I'm with you. I bring a cup of coffee, and them Christmas tree cakes get me all the time. But
yeah.
So what is your current?
Yeah, for sure.
What is your current bow setup right now? Like, what are you shooting?
My current bow setup. Oh, I'm shooting. Oh, you're gonna put me on the spot now, but shooting around like 60 pound at like a 31 draw length. I probably could be better or a longer draw length because I'm a giant and got long arms, but it works for me. It's what? You're throwing me off now. What is it? You're gonna make me go out in the garage.
Is it a Matthews?
No, it's not a Matthews. It's not a Hoyt. What?
Oh, it's a Hoyt. Okay.
Is it a? I think it's a Hoyt.
Okay.
Is what I'm shooting now. You had to ask when you put you on the spot. Your mind goes blank. But yeah, which I mean, it's an older bow. I will tell you, it's a 2009 bow.
Okay.
My brother bought it brand new, and then I bought it off him.
There you
go. So I'll probably use that for a few more years, and then I would like to buy probably a brand new. Picked up a Matthews was 2020, and I picked up a 2020 bow right out of the bow shop. I kind of fell in love with them, pulling them back.
Yeah.
I mean, small and stuff. So
them solo cams are nice.
Probably be one of them. Yeah, they are.
They have a very good let off and the what do you call it? I guess it's called the let off. The let off is super nice on them.
They are.
Yeah, as you know, I just started shooting compound this past year. Getting off
The only deer I shot last year was actually with a crossbow.
with a cross
But
gun. Yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, I'm switching over to that side now, trying to, I want the challenge. I want, I don't want to be the typical, guy that the weekend warrior, as some of us call them. I want to be that, different challenge. Add to the hunt. Um, just crossbow is just too easy. I mean, it's like shooting a gun with an arrow. So, but
yeah.
yeah, I have the last year's version of the Bear Adapt is what I have with Trophy Ridge sights on it. Um, and then this year, starting with gold tip arrows, they've seemed to do pretty well for me.
Mm-hmm.
I've been shooting them so much that I'm starting to wear out the fletching, so I have to get some new stuff
Yeah.
for the hunting season. But recently, gonna plug this in, especially for the listeners. I just started becoming field staff for. Now I'm on the spot. I can't think. What was the broadhead I told you the other day?
Oh, it was it something
Slick Tricks.
slick?
Slick
Yeah,
Tricks,
slick
that's what it
tricks.
was.
Yeah.
Yep. So I just joined their team. I get to be kind of like a field ambassador for them, trying out their products and stuff like that, and get discounts on them and stuff. So I'm super excited about that. We got some other stuff coming down the pipe too that hopefully we can try out with some other podcasts I've been talking to and stuff. So anyway, but let's talk summer scouting. I've talked to a couple guys the last couple weeks I've had on my podcast here. A couple guys from Ohio, and then me and my buddy talked about turkeys a couple, probably about 2 months ago when I killed my turkey. So turkeys, like you said, turkey season's over with. We're now like looking forward to us here in PA, and I know a lot of the northern states are looking forward to September 30th or 31st. That's our opening weekend for archery. So I'm super pumped about that. In fact, actually, tomorrow I'm going to do some more scouting with a buddy of mine. I had a cell camera out, and one thing that's rough about Pennsylvania with cell cameras is the signal wise. Just because we have so
I
many
bet all
rolling
the hills and
hills.
hollers.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of places like the tower that I was telling you about, like that's a perfect spot for my cell camera because we get like 5G up there. But I have did some scouting probably about a month ago, and found a lot of like deer trails and some rubs down there, some old rubs from last year. So I decided to set up down in this swampy creek area, and I had a couple bucks and a couple bachelor groups for a couple weeks, but then it just the last, I don't know, 3 4 weeks, it's just been a fawn here and there and stuff. So tomorrow I'm gonna go move it around a little bit and see if I can find a better spot. Maybe some fresher rubs, so or some scrapes. But so down in Missouri, or I guess I should say the Midwest, southern states, how are you guys? I know you said you use cameras a lot. You guys are probably mostly what, ag country, would you say?
Yeah, mostly ag country. More where I'm at. Um, there is quite a bit of ag. It's kind of more of the rolling hills in Missouri, and I mean you drive an hour south and it just turns flat, and that's all just little blocks of timber. But I don't hunt down there and stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of ag fields. We planted some soybeans and some corn this year on my dad's farm. We hunt quite a bit. It's been so dry. We just got rain really this week, a good rain in like a month. And so I don't know if our beans and corn's going to pull through or not. We might have to plant some radishes or something later in the fall to help, cover if that don't produce. But far as scouting, I mean, it's fun, especially like me and you now. We got a young family and stuff. It's fun to hop in the truck in the evening and just go look at some deer, even if you're not even hunting the field, just driving around, looking. But I'll do that some. I might get some places, get permission, and just drive, glass the field, go in a few evenings, find out where exactly the deer coming in, where they're coming out, trying to set up, what's the most likely wind I'm going to get on this field. Where do I need to put a stand at? And that gets challenging. Most of the time, where you need a stand at is the wind's always wrong,
Yeah.
and it's hard to do. But driving around, glassing some bean fields quite a bit. Some hay fields, this time of year, if you find a bean field, you found them. But the trick with the bean fields is our bow season comes in September 15th every year.
Okay.
And by the first week of September, all the beans around here turn yellow.
Yeah.
And then they're still hitting them some, but not much. So if you're hunting a bean field in like the Midwest, Missouri, where we're at, you got about that first week of bow season to really kill one over a bean field. And then you could still kill them, but just in a couple short weeks, acorns start dry up, and you got to, start a whole different tactic.
Yeah.
Get in the hardwoods.
Got to pull up stakes and find a different spot.
Yeah, pretty
well. Because like once they switch from that summer to fall, they're not going to be in the same summer pattern. I mean, like for here, most likely, like ours is into September. They're still kind of predictable a little bit. We're doing well right now. We have a cornfield up. I was gonna go look for deer a couple of nights ago, but the corn's so high now you can't see them. So you gotta look for like logging roads for them to cross and stuff like that. But we're gonna put probably in August. We're gonna put in some clover some clover and some other green fields. Hopefully, to kind of bring them out of the woods a little bit early on. I wanted to put them in earlier, but my buddy that I hunt on his land wants to do it a little bit later just to make it last a little bit longer into like maybe rifle season or whatever. Because like last year I hunted over clover like the first week of December last year because they planted it so late. So, but now with there in the south, with it being so early, do you guys get an opportunity to shoot velvet bucks?
You can. I've only shot one. I shot a 3-pointer one time, and just because he was in velvet, and so there's an opportunity in our early bow season to shoot a velvet buck, but I'd say 80-90% of the bucks they have shed literally the week before season opens up. You might find a buck with his horn still bloody, or a little bit of velvet on. Like I said, I've only shot one. He was just a little scrub buck, and I shot him just because he had velvet on.
Yeah.
I know if you go to Kentucky, theirs opens up, I think, September 7th or the 1st. And that's, if you want to, we talked about going one year to Kentucky, we never did, just trying to shoot a buck in velvet.
Yeah.
So, but there is an opportunity here. It's just kind of, it's a small opportunity.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. So are you like in the summer, you saying like putting food plots or you said beans and you had cameras up and like, are you trying to do a lot of like boots on the ground stuff yet? Or are you trying to just sit back and let, the food do its thing and kind of just watch the cameras and stuff like that?
I'm just mainly right now just watching the cameras.
Okay.
I don't hunt a whole lot of public ground or, new ground. I'm hunting the same ground I've hunted for 10 plus years basically.
So pretty predictable.
So we kind of got it figured out. Okay, hunt this spot in September. Okay, I need to go hunt this stand in October. We need to go to this spot for more of the rut type of thing. But if I'm going to go hunt somewhere, I'm not really for sure. Because last year we did hunt a spot that I've hunted a little bit, but not a lot, and we did some scouting. But yeah, when you got a big block of timber, because there's a lot of big blocks of timber like in Pennsylvania, I'm sure on public ground. It's all just woods, hollers, hills, and you can kill them on there. But in my opinion, you're going to have to put your boots on the ground. You're going to have to find how the lay of the land. Find those trails. Down here in the south, it's hot. I don't know how hot it is. Early bow season. I've sat September 15th, the first few weeks of September of the season, and it's still 80-90 degrees outside, and you're sitting in a stand of sweating to death.
Yep.
So
those evening hunts are brutal. Those early season ones, especially with the flies buzzing around your head.
Yeah. A lot of the conservation areas around here, I don't know if it is with y'all, on big blocks of woods, there's little ponds throughout the area.
Yep.
And that's, I mean, if you're hunting early season public land on a big block of timber, I'd look into some small ponds, check for tracks. Them deer got to drink, especially for us right now. Like I said, it's been so dry.
Yeah.
I imagine some of the deer are traveling a long ways just to get water because all the little creeks and branches, they don't have water in. And
Yeah.
so, I mean, water's a big key depending on where you're at, early season to kill a deer.
Yeah. I found this one spot. I kind of found it last year. We were doing the deer drive, and it's like up top is like the cornfield, and then it goes down in this valley. It's kind of swampy area, and then it drops down again into this creek bottom. And there's like a nice cedar thicket and lots of like it's thick for an area, and then it like kind of opens up to another field on the other side. And we were just walking around doing a drive during rifle season, and my cousin almost killed a nice 6-point. So I'm like, I'm going to keep this spot in mind. So I went down there in June, and I saw a doe and a fawn wandering down by the creek, and I'm like, okay, this would be a good spot for like early season, just because like it's.
Yeah.
I kind of found out where they're bedding a little bit, I believe. I'm going to check it again tomorrow and see what it's like. But like it's this swampy area and there's like a solid trail. When I was scouting a little bit, there was like fresh droppings from like that morning. And like the trail was like solid and like very packed down. And so it made me wonder, like it's going from like this thick area to like through the swamp. And then it opens up into like big woods. And I don't know if you guys hunt a lot of big woods in Missouri there. I don't know if it's more like it is a lot of big woods.
Yeah, we got some big woods. The problem with a lot of places around here, we got big woods, but like on for a lot of private ground, man, they'll have big, pretty woods, but then they log it and they log it and it ruins it. Some of our conservation areas, there's big timber on them. Then they'll go in sometimes and they'll like undercut some of the small trees to help the sunshine to get in there a little better.
Yeah.
I don't, in my opinion, just make it one big old jungle mess, and
they love
hard
that
to deer hunt in there. And
yeah,
they do love it, but it makes it really, hard to get in there and stuff. But
yeah. So I was going to ask you, this is about summer. Oh, so your cameras, are they cell cameras or do you have to go check your SD cards and stuff like that?
I bought a cell camera last like November.
Okay.
And I put it up in December of this past year, and it's still going. I need to change the batteries out on it, but it's at like 25%. But I mean, I've had it up every day since December. So I mean,
that's really good.
That's a bushneck. I'm really tickled with it.
Especially really with the cold weather affecting the batteries and stuff. The fact that it's lasted that long, that's pretty nice.
I'm impressed with it. I'm impressed. So it's like Christmas morning every morning. You check your phone. You're like, I got some stuff. So it's the past week or so, it's been kind of slow. My buck's kind of off doing, I get there, they're not showing their face. But like I said, we just got some rain. So it might be things are the browse and stuff that were about to die or growing something fresh to,
something weird happened. Something weird happened with my cell camera. So I bought one this spring. And I was like, because my in-laws had one and they were like ranting and raving about it. I'm like, okay, I want to get in this because where I hunt, it's like 35, 40 minutes away, and I don't have the gas money to drive out there every 3 or 4 weeks. So it's kind of nice. I had it set up in this one spot, and it was dry for it had a trail last year, and the trail was kind of there this year, but I saw I had it up for 2 weeks and saw 2 deer. So I'm like, okay, I need to find a new spot. That's when I remembered the creek. So I put it down there. The only problem with the creek is the cell receptions. I get a bar and a half out of it. And so I'll get pictures. Today I got a picture from 2 days ago. So I'm going to have to move it, but I'm really impressed with it. And something weird happened though. I don't know if you're up with the news and stuff in Canada with the wildfires and stuff, but up here in PA, we're getting a lot of smog and smoke from them and stuff. And so up in the mountains, it's really hazy. So that's affecting my signal as well. But I was talking to some other guys that have cell cameras up, and they're we had it for 2 weeks straight, and then we'll have it a couple weeks, and then it'll come back for another 2 weeks. It's just off and on. And I was
Oh,
talking to some other guys that have stud cameras, like, yeah, my deer didn't move for like that whole week. Like the smoke was like affecting them. And I thought, well, with me being near water, they'd be more active. But I didn't get a single picture for that whole week that the smoke was in. My buddy was like, yeah, I didn't get anything either. And I had bucks coming in every day until the smoke rolled in. So I guess side effects, like people don't really think about how that type of stuff affects the deer movement and animal movement in general. But
mhm.
I didn't have anything like for, and it was really hot too, so that kind of affected their movement too and stuff. So I'm hoping I'm gonna go down there tomorrow and move it and stuff like that. Maybe find a new spot. I'm taking a friend of mine that has more woodsmanship than I do, so we're gonna try to get
Hey
that
guys, I
set
hope
up.
you
But
enjoyed part one of this podcast. We're getting really deep into some stuff on part two. So tune in for that. And while you're waiting, check out Slick Trick Broadheads. Just started being a field ambassador with them and really enjoy working with them. I love the Viper Trick series. They got field tip accuracy and just I enjoy shooting them, and they're very accurate and very quiet. So I'm very sharp. So they do the job. So go check them out. Also hit the subscribe button, share this video with your friends, and come back next week for part two.